Alright, welcome back to another episode of Metal Band's Chronicles. And boy, did we got a killer review coming up for yous today. Yes, we're going to take a trip all the way back to last year, actually, almost a year ago. An album that came out on May 10th of 2019 on Nuclear Blast Records, produced by Peter Tägtgren, very famous underground extreme metal producer, also a member of Hypocrisy, and his industrial side project, Bane. Yes, one of the greatest extreme metal producers in my opinion. Like I said, he's produced a lot of classics. But we're not going to talk about those albums. We're going to talk about only one album today. That's right, we're going to talk about Possessed, Revelations of Oblivion. You know what? This is a freaking killer album. What can I say? One of my favorites from last year. In fact, it was in my top 5. It was that damn good, and what a great comeback. You know, I remember back in 2017, actually, I heard ramblings of a new Possessed album coming out. We didn't know if it was going to come out in late 2017, 2018 sometime. You know, I mean, Nuclear Blast had put up a little video package of this new Possessed that's in the works. And right away I was excited. I'm like, yes. Like a lot of other people, we were all excited because we hadn't heard anything from Possessed in many years. 33 years to be exact. 32 if you want to count the EP, The Eyes of Horror, that came out in 1987 on Combat Records. But this would actually be the follow-up to their last full-length album, which came out in 1986, Beyond the Gates. And of course, we know the classic, legendary Possessed 7 Churches. One of the greatest, most influential extreme metal albums of all time. Whether you want to call it death metal or thrash metal, you know, it's debatable. I honestly think Possessed was the first death metal band. They were the first band to use vocals with that kind of an extreme type of sound to it, you know, an aggression to it when it comes to extreme metal vocals. I mean, yeah, you had bands like Sodom and Creator coming out, you know, that were kind of doing that, but I just think Possessed took it to a whole new level. Of course, you had Bathory with the black metal, where Corfon had really extreme vocals. But when it comes to death metal, yeah, I think Possessed was the first. And they were the first to come up with the name death metal, you know. Interesting facts, you know. Of course, you got the legendary demos that came before, you know, 7 Churches. Anyways, lineup-wise, let's talk about the lineup. You got Jeff Becerra, the original mainstay, on vocals. The one that started Possessed. So you got Claudius Kramer on guitars, you know. You got Robert Cardenas on guitars. You got Daniel Gonzalez on bass. And last but not least, on drums, you got Emilio Marquez. This guy's a beast on drums. I am actually blown away by the drumming. In fact, you know, I had to listen to this album quite a few times before I decided to review it, because originally I was going to try to review this on Wednesday. Then I'm like, you know what, no. I got to listen to this more. I got to digest it in more. And I'll tell you what, the playing on this freaking album is mind-boggling. Nothing against the original lineup that Jeff had back in the 80s for 7 Churches and, you know, Beyond the Gates. But this, and it's not meant to be insulting or anything, but this lineup is way better. Musically, these guys are just tight. They can play. There's some very technical playing on here. The drumming is just absolutely mind-boggling. Emilio is a very underrated drummer who I would definitely put in my list as being one of the best extreme metal drummers after listening to this and some of that Coffin Tech stuff that he did. Yes. By the way, yes, he also comes from Coffin Text. I believe he drummed for a band called Engraved too. Sadistic Execution, I believe. Yeah. Or is it Sadistic Intent? It's one of those. Anyways, let's get on to the album though. Holy crap. Last year, a couple months before the album did come out, they dropped the single, No More Room in Hell. Holy fuck, was I blown away, man. I think a lot of us were blown away. After 33 years, it's like Possessed never left. And they were back even more vicious and darker than ever. Yeah, man, just amazing thrash playing on this freaking track. Jeff sounds fucking amazing. I mean, the vocals on this freaking album, it sounds like Jeff never missed a beat. It's so good. It's so intense. Then you got tracks on here like, hold on a minute, let me take out the book, it's a little easier to read. You got Dominion. Another killer track, man, really thrashy. That's the thing, man, the thrash on here does not let up, the heaviness don't let up. And you get some touches of black metal on this freaking album. Demon. Demon is another tremendous killer track. It's got a really catchy, memorable guitar riff that's just absolutely intense. Very, very amazing stuff. So then you got another one of my favorite tracks on here, Shadow Cult. In fact, Shadow Cult might be my favorite track. It's debatable because I think every track on here is strong. There's not a weak track to be found. Now, I heard some people say a lot of the tracks on here sound the same. I don't agree with that at all. I can tell the tracks apart. But Shadow Cult's got such a cool Egyptian sounding harmonic guitar look in there. That's just like hypnotizing in a way. And of course, amazing drumming by Emilio on this track. Holy crap, the double bass, the fills, the cymbal work, everything, man. This guy's just amazing on that kid. He's like a monster behind there, man. I wish I could do that shit on a drum set. Got Omen. Now, Omen's a little more mid-pace, but it's still got thrash in it. And to me, Omen is a really killer track. And it's got like a black metal beginning to it. You can hear black metal influences in Omen, man. Even Jeff's vocals sound a little more aggressive on this track and a little more evil, You got Ritual. Again, Ritual to me has another black metal influence too. You can actually hear blast beats on some of these tracks, it's freaking that brutal. What else do we got on here? The Word. The Word's got fucking amazing black metal stuff, type of influences in it too. So yeah, like the last 4 tracks, I could pick out like pieces of black metal in it. Just in sections. Now, it definitely has that classic Possessed sound, don't get me wrong. But, I could pick it out, And that's pretty much why it took me a little bit to review this, because I wanted to pick out the little influences that I could on this album. I mean, this lineup just offers so much to Possessed. Man, 33 freaking years. They coined this fucking masterpiece. Every track on here is phenomenal. In fact, we're going to check out a track right now. We're going to check out the track Omen, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean when it comes to that little bit of black metal influence on this track. So we will be back for more.
sure my hell is real. The morning star, my mark is sealed. Triple sixes and scars. Behold the seven archons return. These vengeance and wrath, cast down to the cities that burn. Armageddon my path. The beast is creeping through the darkness that comes. While the clearing sound. Seven heads with a horn is back. The truth of darkness is bound. The claw will flash. The truth will bring. The fury ash. Foul curse and wind. Lord of demons at 1,000 years. Saints legions on year. Break the chains from the bottomless pit. A bad chasm appears. The town of us is like the future of man. Still we're due to our past. The demon summons us like grains in the sand. The dragon's army of mass. My hell is real. My hell is blood. My hell is hair. My hell is good. I defy our hearts of stone. Praise the end of Christendom. The end of days, eternal night. Blinded eyes, devoid of sight. Eternal fire of misery. Diabolic demon screams. Satan sits upon a throne. Cathedrals burn to follow Rome. Temples on the burning sand. With evils from the hearts of men. Sweeping planets from the sky. The time has come, the peace will rise. Our world is falling to ruin. Sin and despair. Our God has left us alone, never to care. I call upon from the depths of the sea, bringing armies to war. Cast down from the heavens above, laying waste to the shore. My hell is real, the morning star. My mark is sealed, triple sixes and scars. Behold the seven archons return, these vengeance and wrath. Cast down to the cities that burn, Armageddon my path. The beast is creeping through the darkness that comes.
Okay, we are back. Yes, man, Omen. Holy cripe, what an amazing killer track. You know, this one's got like a bit of a progression to it, or it's a bit more progressive too in a lot of ways, because of the time changes and stuff. Like, it's got the groove, it's got the thrash, it's got the little black metal influences, man. Just a phenomenal track. Yeah, man. I mean, this whole entire album is epic, man. Like I said, it was my favorite for the longest time until, you know, the newest Acid Rain came out. That album kind of itched it a little bit for me. But it was my second favorite. Actually, technically, it could be really tied with that Acid Rain album. That's how damn good it is. So yeah, I'm gonna give this freaking newest Possessed album a fucking perfect 10 out of 10. What an amazing album. You know, it's like Possessed was never gone for 33 years, man. It's that damn good. Lineup-wise, just phenomenal. Production-wise, amazing. I mean, the production's cleaner compared to those older albums, but it's still got a raw, pissed-off sounding grit to it. You know, musically very apocalyptic sounding. You can definitely feel end-of-the-world vibes when you listen to this, you know. Tremendous freaking album, man. Pick it up. And let's hope to God it doesn't take long for another Possessed album to come. Alright, guys. Keep it metal. And shout out to Music of Destruction, King of Swords, Acid Metal, Danny Powers. He's back on YouTube. Forget your channel name off the top of my head. Darcy, 6 Strings, 9 Lives, he just hit over 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, bro. Yeah, man, shout out to those guys. Just Johnson, YT, shout out to you. Yes, Morticide, his project is going to be coming up next on the channel. Alright, keep it metal.